We're not doing anything. We're just standing still and talking. Welcome Wolverine Nation, my name is Brendan De Quesada and I am here in Fairfield, Connecticut for what is the most anticipated game of the year for both teams. The Belen Jesuit Wolverines will face off against Fairfield Prep in what we are calling the AMDG Bowl. A beautiful night for football at Varsity Stadium with clear skies and cool weather. Tonight began with the tailgate on campus of the Alumni Association.
It's a wonderful thing when Tommy De Quesada came up with the idea, and when we were talking about it, I go, listen, we got to do a tailgate. You know, we have alumni from New York, Boston, this whole area to bring them over here. What a great opportunity to get both schools together, both school alumni, you know, and have this occasion to come together. And as you can see, we're roasting a pig outside. We brought a little bit of Cuba, our Cuban flair over here, and you know, we're all excited to be together, and we're looking forward to the game and the tailgate and this whole festive occasion.
It's amazing to see the kids and see how they interact with the other schools and how far the program has come. It's been a really great time. It's been a great experience.
Now about the Wolverine offense, the running game has really been the focus for the offense this year. There's been 2 running backs this year carrying the workload, Anthony Rubio and Kamani Alexander. Rubio rushed for 112 yards last week on 2 touchdowns on 6 carries against his former school. Kamani ran for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns on 17 attempts. Bo Humphrey and Christian also play a role in the with. The passing game, though, has not been as strong as we hoped. The starting quarterback, Andy Miatis, is 7 for 20 on the season, throwing for 89 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. I got the chance to sit down with him regarding both his and the team's performance. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Anytime, thank you.
How do you feel about the upcoming game?
I feel really excited. It's a great opportunity for the team. We get to travel and represent Belen and Miami, so I'm really excited for the opportunity, and I know the team is also.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, this defense just fell short of a state championship last year. Not many players have graduated or transferred. What have you done in practice as an offense, and what are your goals?
So as an offense, we watched a lot of film on this team. We got the state championship game as well as a preseason game they had last week. So I think we have a pretty good idea of what looks we might get. And we focused this week on just executing our assignments, taking one play at a time, and taking what the defense gives us. And I think if we do that, we should have a good game on offense.
And how do you feel the team is prepared as a whole?
I think we've done a very good job preparing. Like I said, the offense watched film, but I know the defense watched a lot of film too. They did a really good job this week in scout team, just basically going over what plays they might run and having a good idea of where they should line up, what the quarterback might look at first, taking away his first read. And we have a great D-line, so if we can get him off his first read, we can get our D-line time to get to the quarterback, and we should have a great game.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
On defense, the starting lineup is almost the exact same except for one critical difference. Lucas Amaya's suspension because of his big hit in week 1 has been lifted, so he will be able to suit up tonight against Fairfield Prep. He's an absolute monster when he's in the zone, and I know I'm so excited the team is to see him back, and the team is extremely excited too. It's been absolutely unbelievable what this defense has been able to put together. And I was able to interview Gavin to talk about the game and to talk about the team as well as the upcoming game, and he's very excited. Thank you so much for sitting down with us. Obviously, tonight, Fairfield versus Belen. How excited are you for the game?
I'm very excited to go play, especially being out of state, going to Connecticut and representing South Florida.
Yeah. So, Gavin, last week you had 1 sack. How many sacks do you hope to get this week, or how much impact do you hope to get on the defense?
Whatever comes to me. I don't go stat chasing. If the play comes, the play comes. Or the D-line as a whole, we try to do our best to contain the offense in the passing game, give the quarterback the least amount of time as possible.
Yeah, and now finally, with the NFL season coming up, what pro edge rusher do you think you compare the most to?
I would say Myles Garrett, from the speed and power standpoint. Coming up the field, making plays off the edge, setting up the tackle with new moves inside or out, and be able to go sack the quarterback.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Now overall, the Wolverines are not used to playing in this weather, but that won't stop them after coming off a blowout win last week against the True North Titans. They are 1-1 on the season and looking to come into Fairfield and take care of business tonight. I got the chance to speak to Coach Cheney regarding the preparation for this extremely exciting game. Switch to the Wolverines. I'm here tonight with Coach Cheney. How are you, Coach?
Good, and yourself?
Good, good. Thank you. So first off, last week against True North, we came out exactly the way we wanted to. How do you feel about last week's game?
I feel real good about it. We had a great week of preparation. The team prepared for all three phases of the game: special teams, offense and defense, and executed.
Yeah. And now the AMDG Bowl, obviously, Fairfield against Belen. What did you see on film that you liked from both our team last week and Fairfield?
Well, from Fairfield, they were disciplined in all three phases. Got some guys that hustle to the ball, get after it pretty good, and we're going to have to match their energy in order to be successful tomorrow night. We're going to have to match their energy and be on top of our game.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you feel now about the game, and just how do you feel going into it? How prepared are you? What are you expecting from both your players and their team?
Great week of preparation from our standpoint. I feel like if we come out and do the things that we prepared to do, I think we can be very dominant. We have to execute, be on our keys from one end to the other in all three phases of the game. And I think it'll be a great game in our favor if we do all the things that we need to do to be successful tomorrow night.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, buddy.
The team was a runner-up last year in states. Their head coach, Keith Hellstern, has really put a good squad together. Their starting quarterback last year, Connor Smith, graduated and is being replaced by his little brother, Tyler Smith, wearing number 1. Same thing in the backfield. The starting running back graduated, and filling his shoes are Wally and Kai Mercer Robinson, wearing number 21. Should be an amazing game tonight, and see you at the end of the quarter. Go Wolverines!
that. I was standing right there. I saw that. You like run out of the field? Yeah, I grabbed him, picked him up, walked straight over here, grabbed my leg. I looked like Tony's just like this.
We direct your attention midfield for the introduction of players and the coin toss. Fairfield Prep captains this year are number 9, Tanner Langus, and number 25, Jack Richter, number 69, Sam Paolini, Charlie Dooley, and number 22, the running back, Wally Washewski.
Get too close, I was going to do something. See, now all I can do is I'm going to stay my way stay. Yeah.
Fairfield University for tonight's match between the Fairfield Prep Jesuits and the Belen Jesuit Wolverines. Would like to extend a warm welcome to all the coaches, students, parents, and administration and alumni from Belen Jesuit all the way from Miami, Florida. Fairfield Prep has accepted the responsibility of being a CIAC Class Act school. That commitment requires that all fans, as well as student athletes and coaches, model behavior. We ask that everyone be respectful of their visitors and officials, and do their best to be a positive representative of Fairfield Prep. Let's all work together to show the ideals of sportsmanship, citizenship, and fairness. Thank you for your cooperation. And now, everyone, please stand for the playing of our national anthem. Before the national anthem, we would like to observe a moment of silence for Fairfield Prep student, class of 2023, Jimmy McGrath, who tragically lost his life last spring, a beloved friend, son, and teammate to his Fairfield Prep brothers. Thank you. That's the Fairfield band, led by their leader, Dan Hortzman.
Good evening and welcome to a WBLN presentation from Fairfield, Connecticut, and a battle between two Jesuit schools, your Belen Wolverines and Fairfield Prep from Connecticut. I'm Javier Fernandez, and I'm joined by Bobby Caballero. Bobby, how are you?
Good, Javi. Last week, the Wolverines had a great win over True North. They kept their composure even though losing the week before, blocked well, and played great defense, and they came out on top 42-12. They were able to run for 370 yards, which is super impressive. If they could run like they did today, consistently like they did last week, throughout the game, I think they could put up like 30 or 20 points, and have a dominant win over this team.
You're right about that, Bobby. And before the game starts, the two teams held a moment of silence for a former Fairfield Prep player who sadly passed away earlier this year, this spring. Sad to hear, but great to see the unity among this community here. These stands are packed here with Fairfield Prep fans, including the student section, which looks filled to the brim. Let's not talk about the Belen stands. All the way here in Connecticut, many parents and alumni made the trip over here to watch this game.
Yeah, we flew over here with the team last night, and we didn't realize this many parents and fans were going to show up to the game. It's really great to see the spirit that Belen has.
Ready to kick Fairfield Prep. Bryce Fitzgerald back and set to return. Fitzgerald, the dangerous returner here. He's got a lot of speed. Let's see what he can do with the ball, and he's tackled immediately by number 3, making the tackle. Fairfield Prep has a lot of players you got to watch out for, but one of them is linebacker Xander Petrides.
Well, this is their first game of the season, but we have heard a lot about this guy. He's a really great player. He makes really good tackles, and he's a big guy. But starting for Belen at running back is Kamani Alexander, and it's going to be fun to watch them go one-on-one in the hole.
Everybody on this team is big. Average height on this team is like 6 foot. I mean, you've got guys that are 6'6". Shortest guy is 5'6". This team has a lot of height and a lot of size. That's where they dominate over Belen. Meanwhile, Belen has a lot more quickness and speed. So let's see how that plays out today. In motion, 2 wide receivers, Soto in the backfield, along with Kamani Alexander. Miatis hands it up to Soto up the middle. He's going to pick up 4 yards on the play, and there's going to be a flag on the 24-yard line. Let's see what the flag is.
Well, both referees threw a flag, so it could be 2 different penalties. Let's see.
Talking about it right now, Andres Miatis at QB, handing it off to Christian Soto and Kamani Alexander, a duo in the backfield that we saw some of last week. And the penalty is on the defense.
I didn't see what the signal was there. I think it was illegal hands to the face. It looked like someone was grabbing Tony's face mask.
It's good to see Tony, one of these offensive linemen who's really grown, just a sophomore, and he started since last year. He's an incredible offensive lineman, and we love to see that. I think it was number 15.
Second down and 1.
Number 15, Stefan Borrero, out at receiver, as he's joined by Soto, Kamani, and Rubio at the wing. Miatis sets a pass. He's got Soto in the flat. He catches it, trying to go around, but he's tackled by number 8. We heard a lot about their defensive backs, and John Morris was one of those guys. 6'2", the defensive back, the junior. He's an excellent player.
Like I mentioned before the game, Belen's running offense last week was insane. 370 yards, great blocking. This week, they come out in a passing offense, which maybe they're adjusting to the Fairfield defense, which is kind of a weird call because of how dominant they were last week.
So 2 plays, 2 times they give the ball to Christian Soto, who now has his helmet off on the sideline, talking to trainer Lou. That's not good. Bo Humphrey came in, and they hand it off to Kamani Alexander, who's trying to make his way around tacklers, but he just can't. He's going to pick up 1 yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
These big guys for Fairfield look to be blitzing every play, so it's tough to block out there. So that's why I think they started passing, just because of the size of this Fairfield team.
Well, the substitutions have been quite a bit so far. Soto coming on and off the field. Deshaunby Humphrey, Bo, has made his way onto the field, along with Anthony Rubio, who has substituted off and back on a couple times. Sticking with 1 receiver, it's Stefan. Miatis set to throw. He's looking at him. Downfield, he's got him by his man, but the throw cannot be made. Number 7 there with the defensive coverage. The senior, another one of these defensive backs that you're going to hear a lot about today.
It looked like the defender was holding there. Stefan was complaining about it, but the refs called it incomplete.
That is Timmy Domizio, the defensive back, 5'11", 170. He's a big guy. They've got a lot of big defensive backs. Belen has that speed, trying to get by him. They just couldn't, but Stefan looked like he had an extra step or two on him.
Yeah, I know. A little pushing and shoving going on there, but at the end, the referees just call it incomplete, so Belen has to move on.
So to return it, it's Andrew Kroll, number 4 of Fairfield Prep. And to punt, Noah Zumbano, number 40. We've heard a lot of him this season. An excellent punter. And it is blocked, partially blocked. And it's going to go down on the 45-yard line for Fairfield Prep, and there's a flag on the play. So we're going to have to see what this is. It might be running or roughing into the kicker.
Yeah, they sent a bull rush there, and I think someone hit him. There wasn't really good blocking for Belen, but great to get the punt off by Noah.
Yeah, it looks like 5 guys got back there. Possibly could have blocked it. Got partially blocked. Good job by Noah getting it decently far. Making do with what he had. And Belen's offense will come back out onto the field.
You know, mistakes like that can cost you a drive because they had a stop there, and now Belen can go down and score, which is, you know, a big momentum changer scoring on the first drive.
Belen now finds himself in Fairfield Prep territory on the 48-yard line, and Zach Sunderland finds his way onto the field as the wide receiver so far.
When Zach comes out, that usually means they're going to pass. You know, he already has a touchdown against Calvary Christian, which was a bomb, and it does look like they're going to pass.
Throwing it downfield, Zach is going deep, but it's going to go way out of bounds. And good coverage by number 4, the defensive back. This team has a plethora of corners. One of them, number 4, who is willing to return it, so we know he's got some speed. That's Andrew Kroll.
I like these play calls because Fairfield's stacking the box, and they're one-on-one outside with our receivers, and they're trying to use speed mismatch to throw a bomb.
You're right about that. Some of the guys with speed include Stefan, probably the fastest guy on this team. He ran a recorded 4.540. And sticking with one receiver and that one-on-one matchup on the top of your screen. The handoff, it's a double handoff to Rubio, who goes up the middle, but is tackled. It's going to be 3rd and 9. That play did not work so well. The defensive line just went right through.
The linebacker saw the pull and he followed it, but that play is really effective later in the game. When you keep hitting the trap and then the team gets all out of whack because they keep running to it, you know, and then you hand it back off and it's an easy touchdown.
We're very appreciative. We got a chance to talk to a couple of Fairfield Prep freshmen. They told us about the team, and that's more of a defensive-leaning team. That's what brought them to the state championship last year. Now, they did lose 49-7, but their defense is what got them there in the first place.
Yeah,
3 receivers out on the field. Rubio in the slot. Hand off to Kamani up the middle. He's tackled immediately. It's number 41 making the tackle. He's already had a couple plays today. That's Bryce Muller.
They're running like a 4-5. It doesn't look like they have a free safety out there, and the outside linebackers are playing at 5 yards. Belen should try throwing some posts or stuff down the middle instead of deep bombs.
So Belen finds himself where they were just about 5 minutes ago, ready to punt. Noah Zumbano set to make the play. Got the same returner, that's Carl. The punt is up, the blocking was better, and it shows in the punt. Going down on the 10-yard line, sorry, on the 15-yard line. Fairfield Prep will take it in a couple minutes. And out onto the field for the first time today is your Belen defense. The stacked defensive line is going up against this big offensive line. Let's see what this looks like. It's a handoff on the very first play to number 22, and he gets tackled by number 51 on Belen Jesuit.
That's Jake Camejo. You know, he's plays a lot of different positions. He's stuck to defensive tackle this year, and you usually see him on special teams in the last couple of years. And now he's out here starting on D-line. He makes a great tackle there.
We love to see that. And looks to be some initial confusion. Bryce Fitzgerald is going to be playing safety, guarding that running back. 4 receivers out, set to throw. Prep is throwing deep. It's a wobbly ball that ends up out of bounds. It's an incomplete pass. Stefan Borrero there on the coverage.
Well, on JV, Bryce played safety. I think that's his defensive position instead of corner, which they had him at last week. Even though he gave up a touchdown, he's really quick, and I think safety is his better, more fit position.
So Fairfield has 101 players on the team today, the varsity team. A couple JV guys that are here today as well. And they've got a whole ton of receivers. Number 12 got targeted there. They got a couple other guys that can make some plays. We'll see if we call him out later today. Number 1, the QB, set to throw. It's back to number 12. Under and tackled by number 11, Gavin Schmarslin, the star of this defense. But it's going to be a first down for Fairfield Prep. That is Patton Royal. Second target in a row, his first catch of the game.
Fairfield has a really big goal line, so it's going to be tough, especially for Belen to get to the quarterback. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of sacks today, but it's good to have pressure.
Prep's quarterback today, Tyler Smith. Sticking with the same formation they have all drive. 1 running back, 4 receivers. Number 10 in motion. Smith is going to throw it to 6, who's going to get tackled, only picking up 2 yards. Number 6, that's Will McCormack.
Bryce read that perfectly. You could see he knew where the quarterback was going. He was staring that whole time, and he was able to blow up the play.
A good play there. We've got a lot of corners out there to match for these wide receivers. One of them is Stefan, who's playing both offense and defense. And Tyler Brown on the other side of the field, just a freshman. As well as Lucas Amaya, the linebacker. Smith set to throw, but he hands it off. Breaking a tackle early, and he's gonna be brought down by 88, Ethan Barosela, the freshman making the tackle.
I thought that was a fake handoff. It didn't look real. It was a quick handoff.
A good play there. Ethan plays tight end, but is also playing some defense. They had that defensive makeover after that first game of the year, but Ethan has done a good job filling in that role on defense. He's playing linebacker right now. And Bryce is now at safety. And Fairfield catches Belen offsides. Gavin Schmarslin jumping the gun there. It's going to be 1st and 5 for Prep.
In comes Darian Torres, D-tackle, his old position. He's used to playing fullback, which he started playing this year, but he's so strong, he does wrestling. I think this is his better fit position.
And another man out there on defense is Camden Walters, the sophomore. He found himself on JV last year, just learning what football was. He's now on varsity and one of the star players. Tackled early on. It's not going to pick up any yardage there. The running back, 22, has been getting a lot of carries so far today.
Doesn't look like either of these teams can run the ball. It's going to be a passing game, and it might be a defensive battle. You know, it could be like 10-6 or a small score like that.
Yeah, so they've got 2 running backs that they like to switch between. 21, Malachi Mercer Robinson. We haven't seen a lot of him. But running back 1, Wally Wushiski, who's gotten a lot of the runs here. Number 22. And they're sticking with the same formation they have this entire time. 5 offensive linemen, 4 receivers, and 1 running back. Sending him in motion again. That's number 6, the big man. But he's tackled early on. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Gavin Schmarslin, Davion Dixon there to make the stop. These plays have looked a lot like each other these last couple. Just runs up the middle, stopped early by this defensive line. Davion Dixon of course, has multiple offers along with Gavin Marcelin. Each of them multiple stars. Marcelin, the junior now, starting to decide on what college he wants to go to. One of those big offers that he's got is USC. We're looking at a change in formation here with a tight end out on the field. So let's see what Fairfield Prep does here. He's set to block, and Ethan is going to make the tackle, but he's going to pick up the first down after he does so.
The two safeties are having really good communication. You know, Fairfield's trying to throw them off with the motions, but they're communicating well. Matthew and Bryce are doing a really good job today.
Communication is a thing you love to see on defense, thing the coaches always stress. And Ethan looked to wait to make the tackle. If he jumped, he possibly could have got him on the first down marker. But we wait, and we allow a first down. Prep set to make the pass. We got 4 receivers out. It's going to be caught by number 10, the big man, Jamie Christini. He's 6'3", 205, the senior, making the catch.
Number 10, Jamie Christini.
They're going to be running a lot of slants and outs because Belen's running a zone. They're trying to find that spot where no one's covering and just throw it right there.
Yeah, they've used that same passing play twice. 2 bombs on the outside and 2 outs from the inside. Now changing the formation, you got trips on your right. That's number 10 who's there with them. Javier Brito on the defensive line, number 4. On the right edge here, let's see if he can make a play. Gets caught by the pulling guard, but still makes the tackle. Darian Torres along there helping out.
Brought down by Javier Brito.
Omar Ortega comes in, and I believe he's playing safety for Matthew Barchern. His old position was corner, but they moved him, and he's a really speedy guy. If you throw the ball in his direction, he could pick it off.
Yeah, while we're looking at the other running back, we talked about the fact that they had 2, and now Malachi Mercer Robinson is now finding his way onto the field. Coaches communicating with the quarterbacks to play. It's going to be 3rd and 4 here. If you're Belen, what are you expecting?
They're going to try and get Belen off sides to try and get the first down. It worked earlier. They need to stay disciplined, though.
Well, let's see what they do. Play clock was winding down. It's going to be a flat to number 10, and he just gets by. He's going to be an inch or 2 short. The tackle by Lucas Amaya saves a first down.
I wonder what Fairfield does here. If they go for it, they can try and use their defense to get a stop, but if they decide to punt here, they could pin Belen back in their own 10.
This team has a lot of confidence in their defense, and their offense is going to come off the field, or they're going to be changing personnel, bringing a lot more big guys, taking some of the receivers off. A big change in personnel here. What do you think Fairfield's going to do here, Bobby?
Well, they just put in a fullback, I believe, number 43, so I think they're just going to try a fullback dive. And I think Belen's expecting it because they're stacking the box.
Well, Belen is going to call timeout, maybe rethink it, see how they can play it, and we'll be back in a minute.
Welcome back. So Belen called a strategic timeout there because Fairfield was trying to run a hurry up and cast Belen off guard, but it didn't work out because Don called a timeout.
Well, it's going to be a quarterback sneak right up the middle. They're going to pick up 3 on the play. 1st and 10 for Prep.
Belen wasn't expecting that. I think they were expecting a run, so they jumped forward and the QB was able to sneak through the D tackles.
Tyler Smith, the QB, making the play. Now Anthony Rubio checking in on defense. Rubio, mostly an offensive player, but he's playing defense and special teams too, so interesting to see. Now at safety, 4 safeties have been rotating in so far this game. That's interesting to see. Keeping him fresh legs. Smith looking to throw. He's got 17 at the marker. Looks like he'll be a half of a foot short from that first down. It's going to be 2nd in inches.
Brito almost got the sack there. It was really close. It looked like he was going to bat the ball down, but the QB was able to make the throw under pressure.
Yeah, his offensive lineman for Prep has looked really good so far. And they're sticking with 3 receivers, a tight end, and a running back. Malachi is the running back. They're going to give it to him. Up the middle, bowling through tacklers. He'll pick up 9 on the play. So they gave Prep the first down from that last play. It'll be 2nd and 1. But that's the end of the first quarter. 0-0. Prep driving downfield. And we'll be back in a minute.
It is now the end of the first quarter, scoreless. Both the Wolverines and Jesuits have both had 1 drive. The Jesuits have been methodically moving the ball down the field little by little. There's been killer penalties, big plays, and beautiful passes on both sides. For Belen, we just need to get clicking. Our running game, we need to be more physical up front and start moving better. And then on defense, we need to worry about containing the running game because that looks like mostly what they're throwing right now. And I think overall, we just got to figure out how to click, both on offense and defense. And I think once we do that, we shouldn't be able to give up any yards and we should be able to score a lot of touchdowns. Thank you so much and see you at halftime.
Prep's offense back out onto the field. Belen's defense looking to make a stop. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Dropping back to pass, throwing it up. It's picked off. Picked off by Omar Ortega. We were talking about him possibly making an interception, and Omar makes a huge play, stopping Prep in the red zone.
Great pressure there from Cheney Pierre. The quarterback thought he was going to get sacked, so he just threw it up, and a great play by Omar.
And if I'm correct, that's Omar's first career interception, and it could not have come at a better time.
Turnovers in the red zone are so important in the game, especially early. It could set the tone for a defense, and the Belen defense getting hyped for the crowd.
You know, it was just a bit overthrown by Tyler Smith. He's got some big receivers, but they weren't big enough to make that catch right over the head of number 10. And now Belen's offense is back out onto the field after that spectacular play by Omar. And the handoff right up the middle is going to go nowhere. So stopped early on. The running game up the middle has not worked because the Jesuits, the Fairfield Prep Jesuits, that is their mascot, have been stacking the box really well.
Like I said before, they should try those posts because the free safety's playing really up. Unless he's really fast, I don't think he'll be able to get a pick.
Zach Sunderland, the receiver, out on the field on the bottom of your screen. Yeah, just communicating with both Sunderland and Rubio, who are both running routes downfield, but he just put it in front of Sixto, who was not able to make the play.
That dig route's really dangerous, and it was wide open, but a little ahead of Sixto, and he had to reach out his hand for it, and he wasn't able to make the catch.
Yeah, Sixto, the 12th grader, the tight end, saw his first target of the game, and it didn't go too well, but he had a lot of running room. So possibly Belen finding something here on offense. This passing game looks to be the key.
especially the passing in the middle.
Passing down the middle has worked, especially with all these guys in the box. They just don't know how to deal with getting thrown over the top. We talked about Belen having more speed than Prep. Maybe running by him is a good idea. That's why they've tried all these bombs. It's a handoff up the middle to Alexander. He's got room to run, but he's tackled from behind. That's number 8, making a huge tackle from Fairfield Prep. That is John Morris, but a huge run by Kamani Alexander, and all credit has to go to the offensive line on that play.
Once Kamani gets past the linebackers, there's no stopping him, but a great play by number 8 there. Kamani shows off his speed in the trenches all the way down to the touchdown.
It looked like every offensive lineman got their block on that play. So give credit where credit is due. Making the play, and Kamani Alexander is able to make Fairfield pay. 2 running backs in the backfield. One of them is Soto. He won't hand it off. Rolling out, he's throwing it to Sixto again. This time it's behind him and incomplete. Sixto cannot catch a break. 2nd and 10.
Mihare's pass is incomplete.
I think the D-line knows that Miatis is a lefty at this point in the game. I think Belen was trying to keep it a secret the way he was rolling out, and they all went to him when he rolled out to the left side instead of going to the right like they did earlier. And looked like Zach was open, but he wasn't able to make the throw because of the pressure.
Yeah, Miatis had 2 guys running after him. And good coverage there, so Belen runs the same play that they did a couple plays ago. Doesn't work out so well this time. Miatis hands it off to Alexander on the outside. Trying to get around, he stiff arms a man, and he dives forward just for a pickup of 3.
Those outside runs to Kamani are very dangerous because he's just really fast and long, and once he gets past the first down, he just takes off.
Yeah, those outside runs, though, have not worked all season long, if I remember correctly. Those inside runs have been the ones doing damage, and Fairfield has done a good job stopping them other than one play to pick up a first down. Belen's going to need something special here. It's 3rd and 7. Well, one receiver out on the field, Zach Sunderland. He's been coming on and off the field, along with Stefan and a couple other guys. Miatis set to throw. He's feeling a lot of pressure, and he's sacked. That's number 90. We were told to watch out for him. Number 90, the star on this defense. That is Javier Canonier.
Yeah, he's really big. He was able to read Miatis rolling out to the left, like I mentioned before, and get the sack.
Sorry, his name is Javier Canonier. The defensive lineman, 6'2", 240, just a junior, making the play. Miatis felt immediate pressure and was just not able to get a pass off to Sunderland. Zumbano set to punt. This one goes up high. Doesn't have the distance of the last one, but he muffs the punt, and it's picked up by number 26. It's Michael Delgado who drops the ball out of bounds. Delgado had all the room to run. He dropped the ball, fumbled it out of bounds. Nobody on Prep picked it up. Let's see who gets the ball here. I'm pretty sure Belen. They're going to have to negate the fumble yardage.
I don't know if he did that on purpose, but it kind of worked out. You know, he kicked the ball out of bounds, and, you know, if you fumble, the ball goes out of bounds wherever you were.
The long snapper, Delgado, got his chance with the ball. He's had some time at receiver. He got chased down there. And an interesting play that resulted in Belen getting the ball back.
Yeah, that was really weird. I was a little confused there. It looks like the Fairfield sideline is complaining that one of the gunners hit the punt returner, but the refs didn't see it.
I don't know if he got hit. Just looked like a muff punt. The ball went really high up and dropped really quickly. He was running up to make the catch, and he just was not able to. So Belen immediately changing their formation. 1 tight end, 3 receivers, and a running back. Bo in the backfield. Miatis pitches it out to Bo. Bo's got to get past number 25, who was there sealing the outside, making the tackle.
Fairfield has shut down the run game. I don't know if Belen should try something different, like a play-action pass, but I don't think they should go back to it.
I mean, I'd love to see a play-action pass downfield. Miatis, that's where he throws best. He's a downfield thrower. He's got a cannon of an arm. He can throw it to the end zone here. He can get it to Bryce Fitzgerald. He's got some speed. He can run by all these guys quite easily. So Fitzgerald, Borrero are both in, along with Anthony Rubio. The 3 fastest receivers on the team are all in. Let's see if they take a shot here downfield. Gavin Marcelin is in at tight end. Setting a block here for Kamani Alexander, but it doesn't work out too well. Only picking up 1 yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for Belen Jesuit. And that's number 90 making the play again. Feels like we're going to call his name quite a bit tonight, Bobby.
Yeah, he's a really long guy. You know, he could stretch his arms out and make the tackle, but once Kamani gets past him, I think it's a touchdown.
After talking to some Fairfield students, they told me that he was likely the best player on this roster. Defensive lineman playing right end, matched up against number 77, our tackle. Let's see what they can do here. 2 running backs, a tight end. Kamani Alexander to the outside. He's got a block sealing it off. He's trying to stiff arm. He reaches for the 1st down, but he'll end up a yard or so short. 4th and 1. Belen is on the 31-yard line. What are they looking to do here, Bobby?
I'm not sure if they should do a run here or a pass, but really great blocking on that last play. All the O-linemen were down in front of Kamani.
So number 77, AJ Paredes, is going to be having to go against Javier Canoner for the rest of the day. That's going to be a tough matchup for him, but we know he can handle it. And the handoff up the middle, going for it on 4th down. It's going to be marked on the line to gain. And the refs are still looking what to rule it. Prep thinks they stopped him. And Prep is going to take over on downs. Belen's defense is going to have to come out back on the field.
Belen's offense not able to capitalize after a muff punt, which should have been a touchdown, but the ball was fumbled.
So a complete missed opportunity by the Belen offense against Fairfield's defense, which looks to be the best part of their team, and that might be their only chance to really move the ball well downfield.
If you're hearing that yelling on the YouTube, it's the student section who's getting really loud here for Fairfield.
So 5:55 left in the second. Still tied 0-0. 3 receivers and a tight end. Smith is joined by a running back who he gives the ball to. And he's still running around. Malachi is tackled after a gain of 5 yards.
In those inside runs, the most important part is for the O-line to push the back of the running back and let him get extra yards. And that works out for Belen when they do inside runs, but a great job there by the Fairfield O-line to run it.
Perhaps quarterback Tyler Smith can throw the ball downfield. We got a good look at him before the game started. They've got a lot of big guys here, possibly looking to throw one up in the red zone if that time comes. But let's see what they do here. They're quite far from that. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. And he's going to be stopped about 2 yards short. 5 minutes to go in the second. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Both teams have only had a couple successful runs and a lot of successful passes. So only passes have been driving the Belen offense, and only passes have been driving really the Fairfield offense too.
Signaling over with the coach on the sideline. Tyler Smith communicating. So all the players we're watching here don't even have to go into a huddle. Belen reading and reacting here. 4 guys who can possibly catch the ball along with a running back. But it's a handoff up the middle, and he stopped immediately. Javier Brito tore through the defensive line and made the play.
Even though it seems like there's thousands of people in these Fairfield stands and they're making that type of noise, they get shut up almost every time on 3rd down.
Javier Brito, this time, making the play. And this is a stacked defensive line. And Fairfield has been able to move the ball a lot more than we expected on them. But finally, just able to show their defensive power here on that play. So 2 returners, Bryce Fitzgerald, Anthony Rubio. 2 dangerous returners with ridiculous speed. Let's see what they do here. It's a high snap over the head of the punter. He's trying to collect it. He punts it. The punt might barely get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a bad roll, and Fairfield is going to pick it up on the 41-yard line. Sorry, on the 36-yard line.
That was a really great job by the punter, and he did a good job getting it past the line of scrimmage. I thought he was going to muff it after he recovered it. So Belen has great field position. Let's see if they can capitalize again.
Belen has the ball on the Fairfield 36. So Fairfield looks to have been the better team through 4 minutes, but Belen has just gotten lucky and been put in great positions, special teams can define a game.
A lot of turnovers for Belen, you know, a lot of mistakes on Fairfield, and Belen's capitalizing on them on defense, but not on offense.
Well, let's see what they do here. Zach Sunderland out on the field. They're giving him 12 yards of cushion. That's how much they're giving him. It's a run up the middle for Kamani Alexander. He had a whole lot of space early on, but breaking off his block and making the tackle, that's number 3, the linebacker, Xander Petitis.
I made a mistake earlier saying that Belen should abandon the run, but I don't think you should ever abandon the run because at any point in the game it could get back going.
When you have Kamani, that can happen really easily. So subbing out Sunderland, they're putting in Borrero. And to run up the middle again, pick up about 4 or 5 yards, sticking with this inside run, and now all of a sudden it's working.
The guards and the centers there had a really good block, letting him get through.
Alexander, the ball carrier.
So the run has slowly gotten better. It started off kind of shaky. Some of them breaking out for 5 yards, a lot of them picking up 0 yards. And all of a sudden, consistently picking up 5, 6 yards on the play here. Definitely don't want to abandon this inside run. Bo Humphrey is in the backfield as well. In motion, Zach Sunderland. It's a handoff to him. Kamani set to make the block, and he tries to get around, but number 3 is there to make the play. Showing off his speed is Xander once again.
Yeah, they read that play really good. They followed him the entire way. Good blocking, but it was just better defense.
Yeah, Petitis. We talked about this defense. It's the best part of Prep's team, and number 3 might not be the best, but he's probably the second best player on this defense, making a whole ton of plays. And it's going to be a timeout for Belen Jesuit, and we'll be back in a minute. Belen's offense coming back out onto the field, and they're going to have 1 receiver out, 2 running backs. Soto, one of those backs. Kamani Alexander, the other one. Rubio in motion. They hand it off to him. Almost tackled. He dodges by a man, and he's rocked by 2 Fairfield Prep defenders, number 9 and number 3 making the play, Tanner and Xander.
Good move by Rubio. He was able to dodge that one defender, but then he got corralled later on.
Yeah, Rubio showing off his elusiveness, maybe the part that makes him one of the better runners on this team, especially after the catch as he's been moved to wide receiver. So the ball placed on the 18-yard line. And Belen is going for a field goal on 4th and 4. Lucas Avino set to take the kick.
Avino, the sophomore.
Barturin, the holder. The kick is up. And he sinks it. The kick is good. Belen takes the lead, 3-0. And you love to see the energy from the sideline as he makes the play. Belen is going to take the lead, and we'll be back in a minute when Fairfield comes back to return it. And Avino, after sinking in 3 points, is looking at the kickoff here. The kick is up and far, all the way back to the 5-yard line. Fairfield set to return right up the middle here, and the tackle is made by number 42 of the Belen Wolverines. That will be Jacob Garcia, the sophomore.
Well, Darian laid out number 17 on the other side of the field. He's really powerful. He does wrestling, and a good hit by him there.
Yeah, Darian. A couple of these guys here do wrestling, along with Lucas Amaya, 2 superstar wrestlers. And I'm pretty sure Jake Gamejo is also a partaker in wrestling. Sorry if I'm missing anybody else. But Fairfield is now huddling up and ready to come back out on the field. If you were Belen's defense, what would you do here, Bobby?
2 minutes left. Their pass game has been working, so I would run a pass defense, make sure they don't throw anything deep. You know, let them make catches short and then just make tackles.
15 seconds left on the play clock. They have a play clock over here. It's pretty interesting to see here. Trips on the bottom of your screen. The running back in motion. They're going to dump it off to him. It's a backwards pass. He can't throw it forward. He just gets rocked by Davion Dixon, who knocks him down.
Davion is a man-child. He's young, but he hits really hard, and he bull rushes, and there's no stopping him.
Fairfield brings in a team from South Florida, and now they're getting the heat. Davion Dixon with a big tackle here. These guys can hit harder probably than anybody over here in Connecticut. 4 receivers out on the field and 1 running back in the backfield. Still in number 22 after taking that hit. Doubles on each side of the line of scrimmage. The quarterback rolling out. He's got some speed. He's throwing downfield. Almost picked off by Stefan Borrero, who jumped the route. It was intended to number 13, and great coverage there. All of a sudden, Fairfield looked like they were destroying Belen, and it's 3rd and 16 here. Belen's defense and offense has looked both great.
After Omar's pick, everyone's mindset turned around. Everyone became locked in, and now great tackles. We're locking down the wide receivers and great plays all around.
Yeah, the size may have intimidated Belen a little bit, but all of a sudden they saw them play, and they showed off their speed, and all of a sudden Belen is back in this game. With just over 1:40 to go, Smith is going to throw it short to number 22, who's got a lot of running room. Anthony Rubio has to make the tackle. He can't. He's dodging through defenders, and he's brought down by number 30 on the 38-yard line, and a huge play for Fairfield Prep. The misdirection works perfectly. Camden Walters, maybe a touchdown-saving tackle.
I don't want to complain, but it looked like they blocked Stefan in the back when he could have made the tackle earlier, and the ref were looking right at him. I don't know why they didn't call it.
Well, number 6 is in motion now, and they're going to throw it to number 10. Bounces off his chest. Camden Walters back-to-back making big plays as he hit the receiver as the ball was delivered to him.
The wrestler you missed comes in, Charlie Nunez, number 55 at defensive end.
Charlie, one of the taller guys here on the team. He's got a lot of potential, a bit of a raw talent so far, but let's see what he can do here. One of the taller defensive linemen along with Davion Dixon, who had that big hit earlier on. And we're looking at an interesting formation for Prep. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. They're set to throw. One of them is going deep, but they're going to throw it short to number 12. And he gets tackled. No! He breaks the tackle, but Lucas Amaya is able to make the tackle.
I wonder what their game plan is here. You know, obviously they want to go for the touchdown, but they don't want to get too risky because now they're in field goal range.
And a lot of passing here for Fairfield Prep. We've got a lot of trust in Tyler Smith in a passing formation. And now we're going to have to go for a minute because Fairfield Prep has called a timeout with 30 seconds to go. Sorry, 55 seconds to go, and we'll be back in a minute.
Welcome back. If you're wondering why this high school team is playing on such a nice field with all these stands and that nice logo in the middle, it's because this is the university, Fairfield University lacrosse field, and a lot of bleacher room here. That's why there's so many fans, and it's really jam-packed here.
Yeah, Fairfield University, the college, not the high school. That's why we're looking at a different logo on the field than the high schools. Smith set to throw. He's throwing it deep. Tyler Brown trying to make the coverage, but it's caught by number 14. A flag is down. Let's see what happens here. Number 14 making the catch. That's Ryan Presano, the 6'4" receiver, making the play.
The ref that called the penalty signaled the touchdown, so I think it's on Tyler Brown. Yeah, and it is. It was a pass interference on the defense.
So I think I mentioned it earlier, but this team is going to look to throw the ball up, possibly go over the top of some receivers to make some plays. They've got height, and you saw it there. They threw it up, making the play. Good positioning. Tyler Brown fell right as the ball was coming in. A bad time to fall. And the extra point is up and is set to go. 6-3, this could be 7. Belen will have 51 seconds to march downfield and hopefully take a lead. The kicker, number 60. Robert Murphy, ready to kick, and it's blocked. It is blocked. I can't tell who it is. It might have been Davion Dixon, might have been Camden Walters. It could have been like 4 or 5 different guys who were all there with their hands up.
Belen gets the ball in the second half. Do they? Oh, no, I don't think they do, actually. Sorry, my mistake. So they do need a score here if they want to capitalize. And they only need a field goal to tie the game up. So if they did get the ball the second half, I don't think they wanted to do anything too risky. But since they don't, they really need a score here.
Yeah, Fairfield will get the ball after the half. And Belen's offense is coming back out onto the field. Sorry, Belen's special teams is coming out onto the field here, set to make the kick, set to make the return. And Anthony Rubio is the returner here. Rubio, a special type of player. He has a lot of elusiveness, and he has some hints of being possibly a power running back. He's trucked a couple guys in the past. Zach Sunderland, Christian Soto are also there, possibly available to return. And we're going to have to see what the Jesuits do here.
If you haven't noticed now, Rubio's obviously the most versatile player on the team. You know, he's a returner, he plays safety, he plays wide receiver, he plays running back. He could play anything if you want him to.
Well, that title might have to go with Stefan too, playing both wide receiver and defensive back. And it's going to be an interesting kick. Smith is going to catch it. Nico Smith. It was a bit of a squib kick, caught on the 30, taking out to the 45-yard line. Sorry, to the 40-yard line. And Belen's offense is set to come out back out on the field. Nico Smith, a name that we haven't brought up a ton this year. He broke his leg last year. He was a starting receiver, and he hasn't seen the field much since.
Well, great job by him. They usually tell someone to drop when they catch a squib kick, but he's so fast he didn't need a drop, and he got a couple extra yards there.
Well, Belen has 3 receivers out, 1 tight end, and a running back. The running back, Kamani Alexander. Rubio is in the slot. Miatis looking to throw downfield to Fitzgerald, and it's broken up by number 4, who went up to make the play.
That should have been a pick, you know, but we got a little lucky there. I knew Belen shouldn't have done anything that risky when there's still that much time left on the clock, you know. They could have scored again.
A dropped interception, not too much time, just 40 seconds, but Fairfield broke off a big play. Really, their drive was not going too well last time, but 2 big plays suddenly jolted them into a lead. 3 receivers out, they're sticking with the same guys, Rubio, Sunderland, and Fitzgerald. Bryce getting confused on his position. Miatis looking at Bryce. He feels pressure. He gets by Javier. And he's throwing it to Sunderland, who makes the catch. Down on the 48-yard line. So Miatis must have ran 20 yards to make a pass that was only 13 yards.
Good for a first down and a timeout by the Wolverines.
number 90, the best defensive player, Miatis gets around him, you know, using his speed he has from playing other sports, and he makes a dime of a throw to Zach and sets up Belen in great field position.
Miatis, a sneaky athlete. You don't really think of him as a runner, but he has just enough athleticism to get around number 90 and deliver the ball to Sunderland. This team has a lot of receivers, including Tyler James, who started in the first game. Haven't seen him getting a lot of targets since then. Definitely looking for him to get the ball. There's a couple receivers that can get the ball here on this next possession. Zach Sunderland, he just caught the pass. Bryce Fitzgerald, he's had the most targets all season, the most speed of anybody on this team. Stefan, if he checks in. And Anthony Rubio, who has a ton of elusiveness playing at the slot, so we really aren't expecting to see him go downfield. Maybe a medium type of route, 10, 15 yards downfield, catch it, make a couple moves, go upfield and make a play.
Well, if Belen wants to make a throw to someone to get into open room, I would throw it to Rubio or Stefan.
Well, they're throwing it to Stefan downfield, and it bounces off his chest and incomplete. So a dropped pass that could have easily been a touchdown. 2nd and 10.
I think they realize that Miatis keeps throwing to the left side. You know, they had 2 guys there on the wide receiver. Maybe they should try throwing to the other side. You know, Rubio, get him into open room, and he could run to the touchdown.
Yeah, that cornerback, number 4, has a whole lot of confidence. These receivers have gone by him consistently. That is Andrew Crowell. But he's got some speed, too. He is their punt returner. Number 7 on the other side hasn't shown too much speed. He's matched up with Zach Sunderland. Stefan, we know he's got 4.5 speed here. He's given a whole lot of cushion, 10 yards to be exact. Miatis looking downfield to him. It's a bit overthrown and out of reach for the defender too. It'll be 3rd down and 10 as Miatis was dropped at the end of the play after the throw.
This might sound like a kind of a crazy call with this much time left, but they should try throwing a screen to Kamani. You know, they're expecting something deep. If Kamani can get into open room, he doesn't necessarily have to score. He could just get out of bounds and they could set up a field goal.
Maybe a similar play to what Fairfield Prep did to get their big yardage. Everybody is just going downfield and just dump it off to Kamani. He's got 2-3 blockers that can possibly make a play, help them out. But we're going to have to see what Belen decides here. They've got a tight end. They've got 3 receivers. And Miatis, he can throw it deep. He can throw it to the end zone from here. 7 seconds on the play clock. He's got to snap it soon. 19 seconds left in the half. Miatis is dropping back, looking to throw deep. He's feeling pressure. He gets around it. He's still looking downfield. He throws it to Stefan Borrero. And it's out of bounds. An incomplete pass. 4th and 10. Belen has to punt with 9 seconds to go.
Well, they don't actually have to punt. You know, only 9 seconds left. They could run a play here and run the clock out.
Well, that would be kind of dangerous. It's 9 seconds. Miatis was running for his life, and that play was 10 seconds. So you're going to have to assume Miatis is running around for about 7 seconds, throws it up. The ball has a hang time of 2-3 seconds, and Belen catches it. Not to mention, they can't use their speed as much here because Fairfield is expecting some sort of a pass to an end zone, except they're only lined up 15 yards deep. Possibly to cover Belen, throwing it short and picking up. Oh, and it goes out of bounds. Miatis was throwing it to Sunderland, just out of his reach. So with 4 seconds left, Jesuit is going to take over on downs. They're going to have to throw it up, a Hail Mary here. That's their only chance of scoring points. They can't kick a field goal over here. That's a 60-yarder.
I would take a knee here. I mean, it's really dangerous. You know, they already have 2 turnovers. Belen could get a pick, and if it's Stefan, if it's Rubio, they could take it back to the house.
Bobby, I'm going to have to disagree. You've got receivers here that are 6'6", 6'5", 6'5", and 6'4". Those are your starting 4 receivers, each of them over 6'4". I don't know if we have a corner that's 6'2". This should be a throw up to either one of these receivers. That would be the smart decision here.
I think Tyler Brown could have stopped that touchdown. He just tripped and fell on himself. I think he could get up there and swat the ball down or pick it off.
Well, we'll see it here. Fairfield Prep does have their 4 big receivers out. Number 13, the tallest of them, 6'6", sending one man in motion. They've got one running back in the backfield. He's going to help block. Dixon. Smith is going to take off up the middle, going out of bounds, and that will be the half. Fairfield Prep leads 7-3. Belen Jesuit will not receive the ball at half. Sorry, Prep leads 6-3. And you have to imagine here, Bobby, a good showing for Belen. Despite being down, the defense looked pretty good today.
Yeah, a long day of traveling yesterday. I don't think this team has a lot of time to practice for this game, but where they shine the best is usually the second half. That's where they turn things up, and Fairfield better be ready, because if they start connecting on those bombs that they've been throwing, this could be a long game for them for the rest of the game.
Just takes one of those plays for Belen to take a lead. We will be back in a minute, and we will send you down to our sideline reporter, Brandon de Quesada.
So now the first half has concluded. The score is currently 6-3. The Jesuits are in the lead. On the Wolverines on offense, they haven't been doing as much as they wanted to. They did have a nice methodical drive and put up that field goal on the board. But other than that, it was a methodical drive, sorry. It was a punt that was muffed that we recovered. Michael Delgado, by the way, on that one. And we need to start putting together our drives more, play more consistent, and start playing less afraid. Our O-line hasn't been playing very well either. We just need to step it up on offense. And then on defense, big hit. I mean, there's not much they can do. They're not getting put in great field positions, but Davion's making plays, that big hit. Steph's making plays on defense, Steph Morero. Yeah, everybody is doing as much as they can to contribute, even though the offense isn't doing as much as they could right now. They need to start clicking, because that's the key to this game. Once that happens, we can put up points on the board, and the defense can be put in better positions and be able to stop certain plays. So overall, this offense just needs to get going, and I think that's what Coach Cheney's probably telling them right now. So thank you so much for tuning in at halftime. See you at the end of the third quarter.
And welcome back to Rafferty Stadium. And Lucas Avino is kicking it off to number 4, Fairfield Prep, ready to return. And he's got a lane up the middle. That was number 17, sorry. Taking it out to the 35-yard line, and Belen's defense is coming back out.
A defensive battle here today. You know, the only touchdown of the game was a fade thrown up, and it was a really hard pass to cover because the defender tripped. So really good defense on both sides. You know, only a field goal Fairfield's let up, and a really, I don't want to call it like lucky, but a not so great touchdown for Fairfield.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Brown tripped, and it was a free touchdown there, coming off of a lucky play, but a great play call. But they were getting stopped all drive, and 2 plays give them a touchdown. Their offense has not looked consistent, but they've had a couple big plays. Definitely something that Belen has to worry about. Great point there, Bobby. So a handoff up the middle. He's bouncing off to the outside. There's a flag on the field. We haven't seen a lot of those today. He's going to pick up 1 yard, so let's see what it's on. It's on the offense. It's holding.
They held G there. I think he could have made the tackle in that situation, but he got held by, I think it was number 58, I believe.
I mean, G is a force. There's a lot of holding calls that go unnoticed. Usually there's a couple holdings every play that just go unnoticed, and G draws a lot of attention and a lot of holdings. It's very difficult for these guys to stop G and Davion, both. 2 guys who are really powerful on that defensive front. You can't double both of them.
Yeah, they usually have them on the same side of the ball, you know, the weaker side, try and bully the tackle on the other side. If one of them gets double teamed, the other one can just easily get through and make the tackle.
Well, it's a handoff up the middle. He's got some space, and the tackle is made by Ethan Barosella, the freshman, making the tackle.
A good run there, but they're only able to make it back to the line of scrimmage because of the holding call.
Slowly on this year, been able to learn his name and number more because he's gotten on a lot. Starting off at tight end at the beginning of the year, now a linebacker, and the tackle is made. That's Davion Dixon and Gavin Schmarslin making the play. G, a force to be dealt with. I even got a chance to talk with the brother of that right tackle over there, and he told me that right tackle was really worried lining up against G, and he was not so happy that he had to go up against him.
Yeah, all they were talking about to us was how G has all these offers from all these big schools, and there's a reason that he has all those offers. He's just a force on the edge.
An offer from USC and new coach Lincoln Riley. Powerhouse right now, top 10 ranked team in the nation. It's going to be short to 14. He's tackled by Amaya, and someone else was there to make the play. On his belly, that is 88, Ethan Barosella, the freshman who gets more and more playing time every game, and he makes the most of it.
Brito and G have done a great job going along when the running back flares, because that looks like the number 1 target. The QB always looks there, but it's always covered by the ends.
Bryce Fitzgerald back to receive along with Anthony Rubio on the left side of the field. The punt is up and away, and it will not be fielded by anybody, and a good bounce for Fairfield Prep. Put it on the 15-yard line as Belen's offense marches back out onto the field.
Good job by Bryce there. You know, bad positioning to get the ball. He would have had to turn around, and you know, smart call by him, even though the ball bounced in a good Fairfield direction.
Bryce has a high level of football IQ, along with Anthony Rubio, who knows the rules well and knows just about everything well. That's why he's one of the only guys that plays special teams, offense, and defense. It's incredible what he can do. We're looking at 1 wide receiver, it's Stefan. Rubio in the wing. And 2 running backs, I think that is Soto and Alexander. Rubio running around in a bubble. Alexander, the run up to the left, and he will pick up 5 yards on the play.
In on the tackle for Fairfield Prep number 75, Noah Orsini.
So Soto was the leading blocker there, and a good job by Soto, who has a lot of speed. He's a multi-sport athlete, also playing lacrosse, and he's another guy that has seen more and more time. I'm sorry, that's Darian Torres, number 45, the fullback, who as well move from defense to offense. Hand off to Alexander. Darian, a great block, and that'll pick him up 4 yards. Darian stopped the defensive tackle from coming in and making that a loss.
That 21 formation with the fullback works really well for the run game. It always helps when your O-line blocks really well, plus a fullback blocking, wide open gaps for the running back to run through.
Well, Miatis trotting back out onto the field. Stefan is the wide receiver on this play. Rubio can be as well. We'll see what they do. Darian Torres still out on the field. Justin Felix, a name that we have not brought up a lot today, but a tight end at work in the trenches making blocks. Hand off to Alexander up the middle. He'll pick up a yard, and it's going to be enough for the first down. Fairfield Prep will have to go against another 3 downs from this Belen Jesuit offense.
We've shouted them out a couple times, but, we never really said their names. The O-line has done a really great job. Christian Credo, Tony Gonzalez, LJ Mendez, and a lot of other guys, AJ Paredes and Aiden Oliveira, all doing a great job here today.
Yeah, AJ Paredes, who's going up against number 90, the tackle, and he's actually not going up against him anymore. Bo, the run to the outside, and he's stumbling. That's got to be the longest stumble I've ever seen. He must have stumbled like 6-7 yards. An incredible play by Bo Humphrey to keep his balance and pick up some yards on that play.
Bo's a dog. You give Bo the ball, he'll probably score, and he'll probably hit the gritty after because, Bo's him.
And 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bo is going to stay out on the field. I'm still impressed by Bo on that play. I've never seen that before. And AJ Paredes, I'm sorry, is not going up against Javi. He's not on this play. I think that's 72. It's a handoff to Bo on the outside. No! It was a run up the middle. Even faking me out. Kamani Alexander, and a good job by Miatis. Miatis is a really good play-action quarterback. He knows how to make those fakes. He's really good at it.
Late in that first quarter, they got the run game back started up from last time we really saw them dominating running last week against True North. And they started up again late in the second quarter, and now they're running all over this Fairfield defense.
And TJ is back out onto the field for the first time this game. He was a starter in that first game, hasn't seen a lot of time since then. But it's a handoff to Rubio. Rubio bouncing it to the outside, and he is tackled by the corner. But back to TJ. TJ, a guy who just hasn't gotten a lot of targets. He's gotten open, just not the targets. He hasn't been on the right side of the ball to get the ball. So we'd love to see more of TJ. He's got great hands, and he's got some good speed.
Not counting the players on the field, the Fairfield team has about 80 players on the sideline, and they're looking tired out here. Maybe they should start making some substitutions because Belen is wearing them out here.
Yeah, number 4 and number 7, the cornerbacks have stayed in all game. Now, obviously, the half just started, so they're going to have a bit more energy, but they will wear out quick. Belen has been quick with their substitutions. Miatis out to pass. Miatis looking deep, and he's throwing it up, and it won't be brought in. That's Jason Felix, the tight end, who was not able to make the play on the ball.
TJ was really frustrated there because he was wide open, but it was a tough pass for Miatis to make, so you can't blame him.
Yeah, it looked to be just over Jason's head, maybe by an inch or two. He didn't really get off the ground at all, and I know he can jump quite a bit, so he might have gotten held or something, but just not, the rhythm was not great between these two. Possibly some more passing catches going to be needed in practice to get that rhythm set. TJ, the receiver. We've got Rubio at the wing. Bo and Kamani are at running back. It's 3rd down and 7. It's a handoff up the middle to Alexander, and Alexander stumbles for the first down once again. So the stumbling running backs are picking up yards for the Belen.
Kamani is so big that he's not really a running back build. He's a little on the slimmer side, and he's really tall. So they try to go low on him, but he'll just stiff arm you and fight for those extra yards.
I feel like I bring this up every broadcast. The best thing about Kamani is the fact that he falls forward every single time. Bo Humphrey's going to check out of the game for Christian Soto. Stefan goes in for TJ. We know Stefan has that speed. They've thrown a couple bombs to him. He's matched up against number 7, who's the slower of the 2 corners. Let's see what they do here. 6 seconds on the play clock, 5:40 in the quarter. It's a handoff to Alexander. He cuts it upfield. And Kamani is stopped almost immediately, and Son Felix loses his helmet. That was a strange play. I've never seen anything like that. Zhao just literally stood there questioning what was going on, and his helmet flew right by him. An interesting play. I don't even know what happened there, but no flags on the play, and Gavin Schmarslin is coming back out onto the field.
Yeah, when you lose any piece of equipment, you have to come out and sit a play before you can come back into the game. I think that's why G came out there.
So G, the 3-4-star recruit with multiple offers, it's a handoff to Alexander. He's running it G's way. He's got some blockers, cuts it upfield. He'll pick up 6 yards on the play. He'll have 4 yards until the first down. Belen has been good with the runs up the middle. Is that what they're going to do here, Bobby?
Yeah, I mean, you can always run up the middle, try and fight for those extra yards, but if Kamani or Bo or Rubio try and bounce it outside, they could also get a lot of yards.
You love to see Darian running out onto the field with full speed. He's full of energy. One of the leaders here on this team, the senior, has always got a ton of energy. Sorry. Oh, so he is on the field, but Stefan is in as well at receiver on the left side of the field. He's given a lot of cushion. But it's a handoff to Kamani up the middle, and he's stopped immediately. Fairfield Prep makes a stop. It's going to be 4th and 4.
This game is going by really fast. Only 4 minutes left in the third quarter, which feels like we just started. If Belen wants to score, they're going to have to score very soon to stay in this game.
Well, we talked about how fast this is going. It's a running clock right now. Still winding down. And Belen's bringing out their special teams. Noah Zumbano. It's not too early to maybe go for it and try to see, roll the die, see what you can do, maybe get in position for another field goal. It is 6-3, so a field goal does tie the game.
Yeah, and a touchdown puts you up in the lead, so you don't want to do anything too risky. You could pin him here, play great defense, and hopefully score.
So, snapping it with 1 second left on the play clock. And he fields it between 4 Belen defenders who are all around him. And a good job by number 4, the returner, to field that. As Fairfield's offense is going to come back out onto the field, and we will be back in a moment.
Belen, after a long travel day yesterday, does not seem tired. This defense can pin Fairfield on their own 15, hopefully get a punt or a turnover and lead to a score.
Their worst field position of the day. Set to run, number 21 in the backfield. Malachi taking the snap, and he'll pick up 3 yards on the play.
Great job there by the linebackers to push him back. Even though he got forward progress, it's great to see the power there by Ethan.
So 7 yards Fairfield needs for the first down. And you talked about it, Bobby. A stop here would be huge for Belen. Possibly getting some good field position. The special teams for Fairfield has not been great, as a snap went over the punter's head, and possibly, if that happens again here, that could be a safety. That could be all Belen needs to get back in this game. Dropping back is Tyler Smith. He's evading, but he's soon brought down by Gavin Schmarslin. G, his first sack of the day.
I said it early in the game that he wasn't going to get a lot of sacks, but he was going to feel the pressure. Late in this game getting his first sack, but you love to see it by him on 3rd down and 9. Oh, no, 3rd down and 10, actually.
Talking to the Fairfield students, they said that all they were talking about this week was him, G. They were frightened of him. And he hasn't had a ton of sacks, but he's certainly made an impact, getting doubled. And a running back has come to help out, sometimes getting tripled with that back. And he has still been a force to reckon with, leaving Davion in one-on-one situations where he has just been able to feed. Tyler Smith is going to get sacked by Davion Dixon. Davion, his 2nd sack of the game with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Fairfield's going to have to punt back to Belen, and they are pinned inside their own 10 for this punt.
This is just what Belen needed. No risky stuff here. You know, Belen, if it's bad field position, Bryce should not try to return it. Like, not bad field position. If it's a high ball, you know, he shouldn't try and return it. He should get, you know, fair catch, and Belen can set up a score.
Well, Anthony, Rubio, Bryce discussing where they think the ball will go and where they think they will line up. There are no gunners for Fairfield. This could be dangerous. The punt gets up and away. This could be a nice return, but it's a short punt, really high up, and it's not even a good bounce. So I was talking about this during halftime, but if Belen really wants to get back in this game and make big plays, they need to get lucky. And they put themselves in position to get lucky in a bad punt. Special teams has been really difficult for Fairfield to deal with, and it could lead to a Belen touchdown here.
What we haven't seen today from Belen is short passes, you know, only medium passes, you know, a couple short passes here and there, but if they start hitting that right now, I mean, they could start scoring easy because these corners are playing way off.
The big thing here, we're already in field goal range. So in field goal range, Lucas Avino could hit a field goal, tie this game up into the fourth quarter. There's only 58 seconds left in the quarter. So is Belen going for the end zone here?
No, like I said before, just try those short passes, try and get the first down. You know, you could settle for a field goal here, nothing too dangerous. You need a score here.
Well, 10 guys in the box here for Fairfield. Darian Torres breaks two tackles, and he will just pick up 2-3 yards on the play.
He always fights for those extra yards, you know, lowering his shoulder. He's not a tall guy, but he's really strong.
Darian might have the most heart on this team. He's always sprinting on and off the field, and you bet when he's making plays, he's sprinting to go down the field, trying to make plays, but he was a defensive tackle, and he's actually gotten some snaps at the DT position, and he's been going after that quarterback. Rubio in the bubble. They're going to give it up the middle to Alexander. It's going to pick up 3 yards. So it looks like he's getting bottled up immediately, but him being able to fall forward picks up 3 yards. And in 4 plays, 3 yards each play, that can get a first down.
We've seen this a lot. When it's third down, Belen runs the ball, and Fairfield has adjusted to it, and they put in one of their old linemen at nose guard to clog up the hole.
Good job noticing that, Bobby. But we're going to head into the fourth quarter. A quick third quarter. Fairfield has the lead by 3. It's 6-3, a low-scoring game. We're going to bring you down to our sideline reporter, Brandon, in a minute. Third and 5 to start the fourth quarter. And a timeout by Belen. So we'll be back in a minute.
Well, Belen came out there with the fullback looking to run, I think, and they realized that Fairfield stacked the box, so now they bring out another receiver.
It's a high snap. Miatis might have wanted to hand it off. He wasn't able to. Rubio fell down. The pass to the outside to Gavinch, and he wasn't able to get it to him. It was a bit in front of him. So Belen had 3 receivers out on that play, the most we've seen in a while. And now Belen is lining up to take the kick. This is about a 36-yard kick, if I had to guess. And Lucas Avino is set to put it in.
I mean, I didn't like that call there by the ref. It looked like Anthony got tackled there by the defender. You can make contact within 5 yards, but that was like 10 yards down the field.
Well, Avino set to take the kick. Barturin the holder, Delgado the long snapper. The kick is up, and it's good. Avino is 2 of 2, and he ties up the game. The sophomore coming in clutch. He didn't play any football last year, and he's grown every game. We love to see it.
Well, I didn't realize this, and I talked to him at halftime. That first kick was his first made field goal of the season, and this is his second one, and both of them were crucial points for Belen.
Yeah, back in Miami, he had a couple of his field goals and extra points blocked. It's great to finally knock it in, knocking some, confidence into Lucas. We also have kicker Adrian Mueye, who has been injured. So he might put up a fight with Lucas for the starting position when we get back in Miami.
This team is really hype right now. All the fans are standing up, and this Fairfield sideline does not look happy right now because they did not expect Belen to come back like this.
Yeah, Fairfield altogether put together what looked to be a better first half than Belen. But Belen has been playing better through the third quarter and now through the fourth, as Lucas is set to kick. A squib up the middle, dropped and picked back up. And he went down, he put his knee down, so he's gonna lose the yardage of the return. It's a big loss for Fairfield. That could have been an extra 15 yards, and the Fairfield student section does not like it. This student section has at least 200-300 kids. I talked to some of them that were gonna come out. They said everybody in the school is going to this game. It's huge. I didn't believe them, but all of the stands are packed here at a college university. And talking about this university, these players get to use D1 facilities to prepare for these games. What do you think of that, Bobby?
I mean, it's a great advantage. We toured the school earlier today. Their weight room is off the chain. It's really nice looking.
Well, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, and a running back. Tyler Smith, the QB. He's getting immediate pressure by Marcelin, throwing downfield. It's going to be a flag on Tyler Brown for holding on to the receiver number 12. Just started to get by him. Tyler Brown is the faster of the two, but with momentum, number 12 was able to get downfield and past him.
A tough call there by the referee. Twice it's been a pass interference call on Tyler Brown, but he's being less physical than the Fairfield wide receiver, so it's looking a little biased to me.
TB7 was not able to get away with it. Not able to bring in the catch either was Fairfield. It would have been a bigger gain if he made the catch. Smart play by TB7. The handoff up the middle, it's 22. And it's a flag on the play, but assuming this flag is on the defense, it'll be an 11-yard pickup, but it's holding on the offense. And once again, we're hearing it from the Fairfield stands.
They were really loud in that first half when Fairfield scored, but they've quieted down now after Belen makes a little comeback.
Our press box is on the Fairfield side of the ball. Feeling a bit uncomfortable with all the Belen fans on the other side. But 3 receivers out, sticking with the same formation they have all drive. And let's see what happens here. 1st and 20. They're going to need a deep shot to get this drive still going, to keep it going. It's around up the middle. I'll pick up 6-7 yards.
that run would have been nice if you know, it was 1st and 10, but it's 1st and 20. So now it's 2nd and 15. You know, a long way to go for this offense. And Belen can get another stop here and score. You know, maybe they could put this game away.
So number 22, the running back, Wally Wushiski, gets the ball, and he's running, and he's going to get by the initial first down. So it'll be 3rd and 9. Wushiski has rotated with number 21, Malachi Mercer Robinson.
This has been a really good game. You know, these past few Belen games have all been lopsided games, and this is a really close game. You know, 4th quarter, 6-6. Like I said earlier, it's going to be a close game with not a lot of scoring.
And it's going to be incomplete. Omar Ortega staring down the receiver as it falls incomplete. And Omar, good defense. Omar, usually we're calling him out for not a great thing. He's let me know about that. But now he's had a great game. I'm sure he's going to love to hear all of our calls of his incredible game.
Yeah, Omar's a great player, you know, great athlete. And this Fairfield sideline is dead, you know, but everyone on the Belen sideline standing. You know, really hype over here.
So the 2 receivers on the bottom of the screen, I'll get to that after this play. The punt is up, and it's going to Fitzgerald. He's going to return. He's going to spin. Sorry, that's Nico Vieto. He broke about 3-4 tackles there to pick up about 6-7 yards. But back to what I was saying, they had 4 receivers out. It was a play that they've run all game. Bombs on the outsides, outs from the inside, the 2 slot guys. And on the bottom of your screen, I think that was number 12, that was wide open. There was nobody guarding him. Lucas Amaya was guarding some sort of a zone in the middle, and it left him wide open. And that could have been huge for Prep. As they had the other receiver with the streak, that could have blocked the guy downfield. That could have been a touchdown for Prep.
Yeah, good job, Javi. Way to see that. But going back to the punt, Nicholas Vieto, I thought he was going to fair catch it, and I think the defenders did too because they hesitated there tackling him.
Yeah, Vieto, who was the punt returner last year, along with a transfer. Handoff, it's a double handoff to Rubio. Miatis is out to block, and Rubio's elusiveness is going to pick up a first down. But how about that? Andres Miatis was willing to block there, the QB. But back to the play. Oh, Vieto, sorry, was a returner last year. He lost his spot to Fitzgerald and Rubio. He wants it back. He was willing to take a hit if that's what he would have taken. And he broke 3 tackles and was able to make a play after catching the ball. Good job by Nico Vieto.
That crisscross is a really dangerous play. You know, when, oh, never mind. I'll get back to that after this play. And Bo is thrown down by the D-line.
Yeah, not much to talk about there. Let's get back to that crisscross.
So the JV likes to run it a lot. You know, when they played Calvary Christian, you know, this past week, Justin Malari ran it, and it was a 40-yard play. That play is really dangerous, especially when you run the sweep the entire game.
Yeah, and that's what they've been doing a lot with Kamani and with Rubio. They've run that crisscross a couple times. It hasn't really broken out for anything as big as 40 yards, but it's picked up 5 or more yards. It's been a good play as Jason Felix goes off the field for Gavin Schmarsler. So 1 receiver out on the field, it's Stefan. The handoff to the outside, it's Alexander. And Kamani will only pick up 2 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
A good tackle there, but also really good blocking. You know, this O-line has done a great job today, and Miata's getting out there too.
And Miatis has looked at the same personnel for a bit now. It's been a lot of Rubio, a lot of Borrero, and a lot of Alexander out in the backfield, joined along with a couple other backs, but mainly Bo, who's in right now. So Miatis under center. Faked the handoff. He's looking to throw downfield. He's feeling pressure, and the throw is short and low to Bo Humphrey, who, even if he caught it, would have gotten tackled before the first down.
This looks like Belen offense early in the game where they had an opportunity and they missed out on it. Still a lot of time left in the game, though.
Yeah, 8:37 to go, and that really says a lot. Miatis threw that ball 20 yards, and it wasn't even enough to pick up the first down when it's 3rd and 7. He's dropping back 13 yards to get away from defenders, just to get the pass off. Zumbano is set to punt. Zumbano had an early punt partially blocked. Since then, the special teams has done well from letting anybody through. But Noah's going to fake it. He's running, he's punting. And, wow, and an excellent punt. It's going to find the ball itself on the 5-yard line. I mean, an incredible play by Noah Zumbano. He's the punter, and that might have been the best play of the night. Noah has got a lot of speed. He's one of the faster 400 runners in the school, top 3, top 4. And he took the ball. I thought it was a fake. He was going to run. He had 4 guys on top of him, and he punted it while getting tackled. I mean, the most ridiculous punt I've ever seen. Noah Zumbano, an incredible play.
I was talking to him at halftime. He said on that play where they roughed him, and he said that he shaked off some nerves. He said he was scared there, and now he said he's not scared to get hit. He's just going to do whatever it takes to punt the ball.
And you saw it there. Noah Zumbano, an incredible play. The punter of all players might come down with the play of the game. 8:27 to go. The game is tied 6-6. One receiver out really wide, almost taking Stefan out of the play wide. And that's what it's going to do because it's a run up the middle. Stopped almost immediately, only able to pick up 2 yards.
This D-line has really showed out today. Camden and Ethan, who we haven't talked about today, have also stepped up a lot. You know, they weren't starting against Gulliver. They weren't starting against Calvary, and they made the start against True North and did a great job.
We talked about the fact that they just gutted out everything after that Calvary Christian game where they lost by quite a bit, and it's worked since then. Coach Crow, a defensive mastermind, doing a great job here. And the run up the middle, it'll be close to the first down, maybe an inch or 2 short. We don't have a good angle to tell. We'll see what the refs call.
Wally on the carry.
Wally Washiski on the carry. And the refs are now debating. Is it first? Is it third? It's going to be third down, and it's going to be a timeout. No, it's going to be a timeout for the measurements.
If it is a third and inches, what they did last time when it was a short field like that is they did a QB sneak, and it worked quite well. He got 4 or 5 yards.
Well, let's get ready to see. And he will be short by about 8 inches, if I had to guess. So, third and really, really short for Fairfield here. Belen's defense ready to come back out onto the field. And you have to imagine the last time they were in this position, they ran a QB sneak up the middle. Should Belen expect that?
Let's hear it for the chain gang.
No, I don't think they will. They might actually try something different here because I think that's exactly what Belen wants to stop. So I think they might run it to the running back here or the fullback.
Well, they've got 3 receivers out, 2 far out wide. Marcelin and Davion ready to make the stop, but it's not going to be either of them. It's Camden Walters, but he's going to pick up the first down. A good play by the Fairfield back.
If that was just like a couple inches back, then it would have been a good stop there by Camden, a great play there by him.
Wally Wushiski picking up the first down and moving the chains for Fairfield. It's still 6-6, 7 minutes to go. Fairfield is driving the ball downfield a little bit, and they've got about 80 yards to go for the end zone. Are they looking to take a deep shot on this play, Bobby?
I mean, it looks like they are based on this play, and a flag down.
And number 12 secures the catch. A 6-yard pickup there. And the refs are signaling a holding on the offense. Gavin Schmarsling clapping his hands. You have to imagine it was on him.
I mean, I know why the Fairfield bleachers are booing because it's obviously a penalty against their team, but every play it seems like G's getting held, and the refs are making a great job calling it.
Just take a look here. You bet either him or Davion will get held. And we haven't talked much about the other 2 guys on the defensive line. I'm pretty sure that's number 95. Is that Charlie Nunez? He's actually not on my roster. I don't have a 95 on my roster, so I don't know who that is. So the mystery man along with Darian Torres. So Tyler Smith rolling out. He's looking for a screen, and it's over the head. And that could have been big. That was Davion Dixon, who saw it coming kind of late. Possibly could have made the tackle if that was a complete pass. Oh, that's 99. So 99 is Andres Riona, who's back from injury.
Yeah, we missed him, and now the other DN, Nicholas Leon, got injured. He hurt his shoulder, it's really sad because he did a great job against Calvary, even though they lost.
Yeah, that was a good point there, Bobby. Filling in for Andres Riona, who I'm pretty sure was injured that game. So a handoff. He's going to get stuffed by this D line. It's going to be 3rd and 22.
Looks like a bit more than 22, actually. I mean, they're far back. They don't want to do anything too risky here. You know, they throw a bomb. If Belen catches a pick anywhere near where that first down marker is, they're in field goal range.
We'll say that's 3rd and 24. 3rd and 24. Fairfield prep. 3 receivers on the right and another one to the left. 5 offensive linemen are ready to block for the quarterback and a running back. Getting help from the running back. Marceline getting double teamed. Davion tries to make the sack. That's got to be intentional grounding. And it is intentional grounding. It's going to be a safety that will give Belen the lead 8-6. It's a safety. Belen takes the lead, and their first lead since the second quarter.
And they get the ball back, so everything going Belen right now with 6 minutes left.
Yeah, so a quick breakdown on that play there. Gavin Marcelin starts to work on the tackle quite well. The running back helps out on blocking. Davion Dixon is one-on-one. He breaks through. All of a sudden, the quarterback has to find somebody, but everybody's too deep. So he just tries to throw as far as he can while he's getting sacked. But it's to no avail. Intentional grounding. Fairfield is going to punt to Belen. That's what happens on a safety. So Belen gets the 2 points and the ball with 6 minutes, 2 seconds to go.
Javi, I'm going to be honest. I did not know that rule, and it's really great that you're able to point that out.
Well, getting held up a little bit here, and we'll be back in a minute. So a lot of interesting rules here that we don't really understand, but it is a punt from what we know. And a bit over Rubio's head. He muffed it. And Prep is going to land on the ball. And a disastrous play. Rubio leaning back. And this stadium has exploded. And a costly mistake. A flag on the play on the 30-yard line for now. Prep has the ball.
I think the flag has been waved off. I think he meant to throw his blue flag, which means that it's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, a little bit of a marker. Could have been one of the other things he throws. Sometimes they like to throw a marker where the ball was caught in case there is a penalty. So, on the 30-yard line, Fairfield will have the ball. Mind you, they're in field goal range, and Belen only has a 2-point lead. So what we thought was a great safety turns out to immediately backfire on Belen.
Although they're in field goal range, the only other time we've seen the kicker was on a blocked extra point. If Belen can stop them here and make that happen again, that'd be really great.
And Anthony Rubio was just backing up for the ball. He didn't play quite right, and it cost Belen big time. 3 receivers out, a tight end, and a running back. Student section is roaring right now. It's a run up the middle. He bounces it to the outside, and TB7 with the tackle.
One thing about Tyler Brown is he never misses a tackle. I don't think he's missed a tackle all year, and it looks like he's down, which is very unfortunate.
Tyler Brown, TB7, can't make his way back up, and we're going to have an injury timeout. Lou, who flew the way here, all the way from Miami, is there to help him out, and we'll be back in a minute. So this Belen team going through a lot of emotions. They had all the momentum right now, but that might change after that play, and it might take a shot at these guys' morale. Handoff up the middle to Wally. He bounces off a tackle from Gavin Schmarsland, and he falls forward. This team just does not seem to have the energy it did before.
Wally's really turning up here at the running back spot. They said he was really good, but we haven't seen much of him up until this point, and now he's running all over Belen.
Yeah, we're really seeing what makes Wally Wuszewski so special. 25 seconds on the play clock. The ref trying to signal. Possibly some confusion. I just got word that there's never confusion. 3 receivers, a tight end, and a running back. Wally Wuszewski lined up at that back position. It'll be a fake to him and a quick pass to number 10, who's going to make his way into the end zone. Touchdown. The flat to him, and it worked perfectly.
A great play call there. Everyone bit on the run, and an easy touchdown for.
So an interesting score right now. It's 12-8. You don't see that every day. An extra point will make it 13-8. And these fans are going crazy right now. The touchdown by number 10 of Fairfield Prep. And that is Jamie Christini, the wide receiver. He's 6'3", 205, a senior, making the play there.
Well, Fairfield has to go for 2 here if they want to stay in this game, because if Belen scores, I mean, it's over for them unless they get this 2-point conversion.
Well, there's no QB. Oh, now there is. Timeout by Prep. So a bit of confusion there. There was no QB. I was losing my mind. I didn't see a QB. But Prep is going to have to go for 2 points now. 4:49 on the
If they
clock.
stop him here, it's going to be...
A fullback and a running back.
Or it's from the 2, right?
It is from the 2. Gotta stop him here. It's a handoff to the back. He goes up the middle. He's breaking tackles and he picks up the 2-point conversion. You might not be able to hear me over all this crowd noise, but Fairfield takes a 14-8 lead. 4:49 to go. And Belen needs a touchdown and an extra point to take the lead.
4 minutes left. A drive can take the rest of the game, and if Belen scores, gets the extra point, there could possibly be a minute or less left, and that would pin Fairfield. So a score is definitely needed here.
Well, this feels like 4-down territory for Belen, because if they punt, they don't have many timeouts to use to really stop the clock here. So an interesting situation. It's 4-down territory. We're going to see possibly some throwing of the ball downfield, a lot of throwing of the ball. And Kamani Alexander might be catching the ball a lot more than he runs it this drive. They still have enough time to run it at least. This kick return could be big for Belen. They're in this position because of a messed up punt return. Let's see how the team acts here on this kick return.
Bo out there to return.
So Anthony Rubio will not be on the field for the kick return. It's Bo Humphrey. The kick is up, and Bo gets it. He takes it from Kamani, and he's going around. He's got a chance. He's got a lane. Bo is cutting it upfield. Bo's got speed, and he's showing it. It's a 48-yard return, and any energy that was lost has immediately been restored by everybody's favorite player, Bo.
That's why we love Bo, because, you know, we all love Bo. Like, we don't know why, but he just makes big-time plays and big-time moments.
Bo, maybe the friendliest guy on this team, someone that everybody in the school loves. A great guy, and an even better player, making a huge play. This student section is going crazy right now. They're all jumping at the same time. You can feel the ground shaking. But a ton of running backs are in, including Rubio, and Rubio possibly a chance to redeem himself.
I hope that punt return doesn't get into Rubio's head, because it could affect this drive. You know, he just needs to shake it off, and that's in the past now, and Belen needs a score here.
Handoff to Kamani. Kamani tackled just about immediately. There's 3 receivers out right now. Bryce, Rubio, and Stefan. Rubio obviously just has to shake that off. He's a really good player. But the question is, how does he react to this? How does he respond? What we're about to see on this next play here. Still got 3 receivers out. Bryce and Rubio on the bottom of your screen. Stefan at the top. 1 running back in the backfield. It's Kamani who's going to block. It's a slant to Stefan, who makes the catch. And a Fairfield player who wanted to make the tackle knocks him forward for an extra 3 yards. So a big play from Stefan, who lets him know he got a first down.
I mean, that's what Belen needed right there, just a short pass. They haven't hit one all game. If you keep hitting the short passes, you can set up a great drive. You can go to the run. You could try the deep ball after the defense moves up. The short pass has to be the most important part of the game.
Yeah, they practice all the time, them doing slant routes, Miatis to Stefan, but it's never called, and it finally happens. It's only like 1 slant per game. Well, a couple running slants now, going deep. Fitzgerald is got by his man. Number 4 got past, but it just wasn't able to work.
I think Miatis threw it a little too early, or Bryce looked a little too late. He did not look ready for that pass.
Well, love to see the respect from number 3 and number 4. Give a little high five after that play there. Still seeing that respect between teams that we talked about before the game. 2 Jesuit schools and what can emerge to be a rivalry. As there are rumors of them possibly playing each other again soon. We'll have to see though. 3 receivers, same 3 guys. Bo is the running back now. It's out to Bryce. possibly instilling back some confidence in him. He's gotten a lot of targets. It's his first catch.
I mean, it's a little too late to start throwing the passes. They should have started earlier. And I think Fairfield has a lot of momentum now, so throwing here can be really dangerous because there could be a pick throw and maybe a pick six, and that could end the game.
Well, throwing might be your only option because if you run, the clock's going to go. And he went down inbounds. So 3 minutes left and a timeout by Belen. So Belen didn't have a lot of timeouts left. They used another one. They have one left. And we'll be back in a minute after the timeout. Belen's offense is back out on the field. And it's going to be a flag on the offensive false start. So what was 3rd and 6 is going to turn into 3rd and 11. 5-yard penalty will push Belen back. It is a 5-yard penalty. Bryce Fitzgerald coming back out onto the field with the play. It's 4-down territory. Belen has 2 plays to pick up 11 yards.
I would try that bomb again here because you still have another play. It might be a little risky, but you know, if everything connects, that could be an easy touchdown.
Miatis just has to hit on one of these throws, and it's a touchdown for Belen. Miatis, no pressure so far. He gets it to Bryce Fitzgerald, who's getting around the corner, and he's tackled on the 20-yard line. Number 7, who was playing defense there, just gave him too much cushion. And we talked about the fact these guys from South Florida, from Miami, they've got a lot more speed. And that makes up for the lack of size. So they're getting a lot of cushion, and that really allows the passing game to work well.
This team's also really well conditioned, you know. I mean, it's really hot outside, and you know, when we practice, even in JV, it's so hot, we get really well conditioned, and it really helps out in these games.
3 receivers. 2:35 to go. Plenty of time, and they're going to run it. Kamani breaks 2-3 tackles, and he's going to pick up 5 yards on the play. That should have been a loss of 1. Kamani Alexander makes that 5.
He's like a basketball player with like a layup package, but instead he has like a move package, you know, a stiff arm, spin move, hurdle, juke. He could do it all.
I don't know about the hurdle. I haven't seen that yet. Really nice if he pulls that out with 2 minutes to go in the game. Belen down 6. It's 2nd down and 5. Kamani is still in at the running back position. Gavin Schmarslin is the tight end. 3 receivers. Rubio in the slot. It's going to be a fake. He's looking downfield to Stefan, who's going to catch it. It's a touchdown. Stefan Morero delivers the punch for Belen. That'll tie this game up at 14 with 1 minute and 46 seconds to go. A perfect pass by Andres Miatis.
DB turned wide receiver. He is so fast. Miatis throws a perfect pass. Easy touchdown.
A huge play. And we don't want to talk about pressure, but Lucas has all the pressure. Game tied, 1 minute 46 to go. Can he make the big play and give Belen a 1-point lead? This crowd is making a whole ton of noise.
I mean, he's done it twice before. Let's see if he can do it again.
All this noise on one kick, and he sinks it. Lucas gives them the lead. The sophomore with ice in his veins, 3 of 3.
He definitely wins MVP of this game. He has iced this Fairfield team 3 times this game. You know, he's such a great player.
Don't forget Stefan on that last drive. 2 slant catches. Great throws by Miatis, by the way. putting it right on his face mask. A perfect pass, and it's working perfectly in Belen's favor. So Belen has a 15-14 lead. The closest game of the season so far comes up in Connecticut against Fairfield Prep. What are you calling here if you are Fairfield?
I mean, you have to stick what's been working. Like medium passes has always been working them throughout the entire game. They kind of abandoned them. I don't know why they did it, but if they go back to it, then I think Belen might have a problem covering it.
It was 6-3 at half. It is now 15-14. One touchdown for each team.
What's good to see, besides the Belen's winning, is that Rubio seems to have shaken off his muff punt. You know, he's locked in, and that's what's great about him. He could shake those type of things off and get back into the game.
Great to see that. We love Rubio, such a positive kid. And the kick is ready to go with Lucas, who just delivered what could be the final points of this game. But we're going to have to see the return by Prep. And they're going right up the middle. Oh, and he lost the ball. He lost the ball. Is Belen on it? Fairfield thinks they have it. Belen thinks they have it. And it's motioned as Fairfield ball.
I mean, even though Belen wasn't able to recover, that play wasted 3 more seconds than it should have, and those are 3 crucial seconds that can affect the game.
Well, with those 3 seconds, they did pick up an extra 5 yards. So, might have been worth it in Prep's favor. 1st and 10 from the 30. They've got 70 yards to go to the end zone. They can put in a field goal. We have not seen them kick a field goal yet. Or make a field goal yet, I should say. We haven't even seen them make an extra point. Now that I think about it, their extra point was blocked.
I was just thinking that.
Doubles on each side of the ball and 1 running back. Marcelin, immediate pressure, and that's a great breakup by Omar Ortega, who all of a sudden looks like he needs some D1 offers. This kid is playing the best game of his career right now.
I mean, Omar just locked in today. Great plays by him. That pick, a couple breaks up, great tackles on special teams and on defense. Great playing by him today.
I need to know what he did this morning that has turned him into this sort of monster. An interception, multiple passes defended, and it's a check down. Amaya pushes him out of bounds. Running into the pole there. That'll be a 1st down for Prep. As they're going out of bounds, even if Belen does not come away with the win, there's a lot to look forward to with this team. They showed incredible effort, and all these players had really good games. But they can still win this game, and they are looking to do so. 1:28 to go. Prep has to drive 40 yards to at least get in field goal range. Rolling out is Tyler Smith. He throws it up. It's picked off. It's picked off by Bryce Fitzgerald.
And he has room to run.
Is taking it back, and he runs it out of bounds, breaking the hearts of Fairfield Prep fans as Belen is in position with 1:15 to go to take the win.
Great pressure there, and the QB looked to run it, but Amaya started running at him. He got scared, and great play there by Bryce to get the pick.
Well, there is a flag down on the field, so maybe not all of Prep hope is lost. Personal foul on the defense and the offense. They offset. It is Belen ball. Now, I'm not sure how this happened, but Bryce Fitzgerald is down on the field.
I think he cramped celebrating, and Tyler Brown, who cramped earlier, goes to help him out, and the entire Belen bleachers and sideline is very hype right now.
What a great teammate. Tyler Brown, TB7, who's still kind of limping off the field. But we were talking about the possibility that Fairfield would win. And that's not looking to be the case here unless something extreme happens. But a great play. Bryce Fitzgerald, maybe the biggest weapon on this team, puts the nail in the coffin and could deliver a win here for Belen.
A little off topic, even though Belen's up. What's really, surprising to me is that Belen players are cramping even though we're in the cold. Usually in the heat, you have all these players cramping, and no Fairfield players have cramps, so.
Yeah, really interesting to point out there, Bobby. It's really weird. Maybe something's going on here. There's Fairfield planning. But Belen looking to kneel it out. Fairfield still has 2 timeouts. so they can get the ball with very little time remaining. So this game is not entirely lost for Fairfield, not entirely won by Belen.
Even though there could be a fumble, I would do a run here, you know, try and get that first down and really end this game.
I think Belen wants to play it safe. Miatis looking to be in kneeling position. No, it's a handoff to Kamani Alexander up the middle. It's just going to be a 4-yard pickup. And a timeout immediately taken by Prep. They're still in position to win this game. So despite what the result is, I think both of these teams can be happy with how their players played. They played with a lot of heart. They played well. Now, Fairfield did make a couple mistakes that really took them out of this game.
Well, this game's not over yet because Fairfield has, I believe, 2 more timeouts. So if Belen does not get, oh, they do have 1 more timeout. So this game might be over already if Belen doesn't fumble.
They got to pick up the first down to really seal this game. I think the fans here know that, staying and watching. The coaches definitely know that, calling these timeouts. And Belen's coaches, as we're looking, what are you looking to do here? You got to be picking out the best play you have in your playbook to pick up a first down right now.
I think you just got to run the trap, you know, with the fullback blocking. Make sure no one can strip the running back and just make sure the running back goes down without fumbling.
Sometimes the best play is the most simple. The play clock is off and running. 20 seconds, and we'll see what Belen has to pull out from their bag of tricks to seal this game. 1:11 to go. Miatis, the quarterback. He's got 6 seconds to snap it. He's talking with his running back. He's got to hand it off to Bo. Bo, he's got room to run. Bo is leaning forward, and he's going to be 3 yards from the first down. So an unsuccessful first run, then a successful second run, picking up 5-6 yards. It all comes down to third down. Belen, even if they don't pick up the first down, it'll wind down the clock to under 30 seconds.
Where they could kick a field goal and really make this an interesting game.
I'm not sure if they can kick a field goal. This is really far. Field goal from the 30 would be about a 47-yarder.
I asked Avinio, I said, how far can you make it from? And he said in practice he made one like 50-something yards.
So Belen is in a weird position right now. They got to go for the first down here, because if they don't pick up the first down, Fairfield will get the ball. So we're waiting here. The play clock is about to go. Belen does not have much time. Jogging back out onto the field. Play clock is starting to wind down.
We've been talking a lot about the student section, but one thing we didn't mention is that they're wearing Miami Vice.
Well, Belen, oh, and it couldn't have come to a closer call. It looks like they're on the line to gain. Everybody is quiet here. 2-3 yards was the pickup. And it's going to be an official timeout to check the chains. So this is not good for Belen, because they just blew the whistle. They just stopped the clock. You would have to think they resume it after the measurements.
Yeah, I think they'll have a runoff. I don't think they marked it as a first down, so this could be important for Belen because it could move the chains.
We're about to see, as dramatic as it gets, he is short. He is short by about 6 inches, maybe less. But regardless, just an inch or two away from Belen taking the win here and crushing Prep's dreams at home.
I mean, this might sound kind of crazy, but I mean, I think they should probably put Davion in at one of the guards just so he could plow through, or at fullback just so he could plow through the D lineman and get the first down.
They have done that before. I can spot Davion on the sideline, so that crazy idea of yours, it's too crazy to happen, Bobby. So no need to worry here. No need to worry. Because Nico Smith is in. Nicholas Smith out on the field. We love to see that. We love to see Smith. Smith, who broke his leg, making the comeback out on the field on the biggest moment of the game. Kamani in the backfield. Bo in the backfield. Miatis, the snap to Kamani. Kamani's going to pick up the first down, and Belen is going to win the game. The battle between two Jesuit teams ends in a Belen win.
A very tense game. You know, Belen started the run game later. They started passing on their last drive. They got the touchdown. Even though they had a couple mistakes, they come out with the win here.
Now, what's the holdup? Waiting here. The clock is now running. It's time for these Fairfield fans to beat the traffic because Belen Jesuit has just won the battle between both of the Jesuit schools. 5 seconds to go as the clock winds down. An incredible game ends. Thank you for joining us on WBOLN. I am Javier Fernandez.
And I'm Bobby Caballero. And make sure to stay because Brandon DQ is doing a post-game show.
Thank you very much.
Saved us the game. Bryce Fitzgerald really made that play, and then now just to finish that off, that power run by Kamani to just finish it off and wrap it up. I think overall we still got some work to do, but this is promising because this is not an easy team. This is a good team, and we pulled out the victory. But there's a lot to learn from, and there's a lot to do better. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week. Go Wolverines!